Dublin's south inner city was a tough place to grow up. For Freddie Thompson, born in 1980, it was the only world he knew. The streets were rough, opportunities were scarce, and violence was a constant presence. His family, street traders by trade, struggled to make ends meet. His father's absence left a void, forcing him and his brother Richie to become the men of the house. Their mother, Christine, did her best to raise her children alone. But the streets had a powerful pull, and Freddie gravitated toward easy money and respect. He understood the rules of this world. Survival often meant fighting back, even if it meant blurring the lines between right and wrong. Freddie Thompson was a natural fighter. His fists were quick, his punches powerful. He honed his skills at the local boxing club. His trainers recognized my potential. He fought with a ferocity that belied my young age. Outside the ring, Freddie's reputation grew. He was fearless, always ready to fight. He had an aura of danger. Freddie's path was preordained, shaped by his family's legacy. His mother, Christine, came from a line of Dublin street traders. His sister, Sadie, married James Jaws Byrne, a notorious forger. The Byrnes aspired to rise above poverty through cunning. Sadie craved the finer things in life. She saw Jaws as my ticket to a better life. Freddie was captivated by their lifestyle. He absorbed Jaws' lessons in criminal enterprise, drawn by the allure of easy money and power. Freddie found himself on a collision course with destiny. As Freddie entered his teenage years, his world expanded beyond Maryland. His aunt and uncle's home in Crumlin, notorious for crime, became a second home. The streets were ruled by gangsters who rose from poverty through the drug trade. Crumlin in the early 90s was a hotbed of criminal activity. He idolized these men, their wealth and power a testament to possibilities. Crumlin became Freddie's training ground, forging his cunning and ruthlessness. By the mid-1990s, Dublin was in the grip of a heroin epidemic. The drug trade, once the domain of small-time crooks and addicts, had exploded into a multi-million-pound industry, attracting a new breed of ambitious and ruthless criminals. Gilligan, a notorious gangster with a reputation for violence, had emerged as a major player in this new landscape. A shrewd businessman with a vast network of contacts, he had tapped into a seemingly limitless supply of heroin from mainland Europe. He needed reliable distributors, young men with the nerve and the ruthlessness to flood the streets of Dublin with his product. Freddie Thompson, with his growing reputation as an enforcer in the Crumlin underworld, had caught Gilligan's eye. Freddie, still in his early teens, was eager to prove himself. He saw the drug trade as his ticket to the top, a way to amass the wealth and power he had always craved. He embraced the violence that came with the territory, his fists and his growing arsenal of weapons becoming tools of the trade. Freddie Thompson was no longer a petty street thug. He was a soldier in Dublin's burgeoning drug war. Freddie Thompson rose quickly through the ranks of Gilligan's organization. He was a natural leader, his charisma and ruthlessness earning him the loyalty of those he commanded. He was fearless, always willing to take risks, and his judgment, even under pressure, was often unnervingly sound. He learned the intricacies of the drug trade, from sourcing and distribution to money laundering and enforcement. He surrounded himself with a small but trusted group of lieutenants, young men like himself, who were drawn to the allure of power and wealth. Freddie's ambition was limitless, and he was not content to remain Gilligan's subordinate for long. He saw the cracks in Gilligan's empire, the growing resentment among some of his lieutenants, and he sensed an opportunity to seize control. The murder of Veronica Guerin, a fearless crime journalist who had been relentlessly exposing Gilligan's criminal activities, sent shockwaves through Ireland. The public outrage was palpable, and the authorities, under immense pressure to act, launched a massive crackdown on Gilligan's organization. Freddie Thompson watched these developments with a mixture of caution and anticipation. He knew that Gilligan's days were numbered and he was ready to make his move. Revenge. The fallout from the Holiday Inn bust was immediate and brutal. Rattigan, consumed by rage and paranoia, vowed to make Gavin pay. "Gavin, you marked yourself. You're living on borrowed time now." Gavin, now a marked man, knew he was living on borrowed time. He needed allies to protect him from Rattigan's wrath. Freddie Thompson, sensing an opportunity, allied with Gavin. Thompson, a skilled strategist, had a network of loyal foot soldiers. The feud erupted into open warfare. The killing of Joey Rattigan. The feud between Rattigan and Gavin, fueled by a toxic mix of drugs, paranoia and revenge, claimed its first victim in the summer of 2002. Joey Rattigan, Brian's younger brother, was a popular figure in Drimnagh, well liked and respected even by those who disapproved of his brother's criminal activities. Joey tried to stay out of it. He wasn't involved, but blood is blood. Joey, by all accounts, was not directly involved in the feud. He was seen as a peacemaker, someone who tried to stay above the fray. But blood, in the twisted logic of Dublin's underworld, was thicker than water, and Joey's loyalty to his brother made him a target. The hit, when it came, was swift and brutal. Joey, lured to a meeting on the pretense of a truce, was gunned down in cold blood. The murder sent shockwaves through Dublin, marking a new low in the city's spiralling gangland violence. The killing was a turning point, a Rubicon crossed. There would be no going back, no possibility of reconciliation. The feud had entered a new and even more dangerous phase. The streets of Dublin became a battleground as the Crumlin and Drimnagh gangs engaged in a tit-for-tat cycle of violence. Loyalties were tested, old scores settled, and innocent lives caught in the crossfire. The body count mounted, each murder fueling the cycle of revenge. We hit them hard, we hit them fast, no mercy. Freddy Thompson, now the undisputed leader of the Crumlin faction, proved to be a ruthless and efficient operator. He ran his organization with an iron fist, demanding absolute loyalty from his subordinates. He was a master manipulator, playing rival factions against each other, always staying one step ahead of his enemies. The Gardaí, struggling to contain the violence, found themselves outmatched and outgunned. Thompson, with his vast network of informants and his seemingly endless supply of cash, seemed untouchable. The feud, once a localized conflict, began to spread its tentacles throughout the city and beyond. Alliances shifted, new players emerged, and the stakes, already incredibly high, continued to escalate. Dublin, once a vibrant and cosmopolitan city, was in danger of being consumed by the darkness. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Part 2 will be out soon as we see the rest of the feud and the many murders that occur. We will also see about Thompson's life for Spain, as he moves up in the ranks in the feud, and is involved in many murders as her becomes Christopher Kinahan's no one main player in the Irish drug trade. Freddie is suspected to have organised 14 murders during his 20-year crime involvement. Until next time, goodbye.